Good morning. Welcome back to Oval Window Racing. Yeah, I know, it's been a while. How long does it take to build an engine? This is kind of a recap here. We're finishing up Huberts Power Plant. And if you're new to the channel or not familiar with who Hubert is, that's the gray car behind me here. It's a project that my daughter, it's actually my daughter's 63 Volkswagen, and this is the Pink Beast, or I don't know, maybe we can call it the Pink Panther. Leave a comment down below, but this is going to be her Huberts Power Plant. It is a 2110, not built like a normal 2110. There's two ways to build a 2110 if you're not familiar. The most common way is with a 90.5 millimeter piston and an 82 millimeter stroke crank. We decided, for some reason, it was more of my decision, we decided to go with a 94 millimeter bore and a 76 millimeter crank. And it's probably because I picked a crank up doing odds and ends, bartering, sharing, trading, and wound up with the crank. And this is something, this was actually going to be my spare engine, but when Emily, talked us into buying this car here for her, we decided it was going to be her engine. So we've been slowly putting it together throughout the years here, and we're coming to the conclusion. And I'm hoping by the end of this video that we'll at least be able to do a walk around on the long block. We're not going to hear it run this time. No, as you can tell, we got a long ways to go, but we've kind of reached the top, and I think we're going to be heading downwards. So hopefully it won't be too long. We'll see this thing back on the road. A little background on Hubert here. We got him from my friend's dad. Hubert here sat out in his yard for probably roughly 20 years, and my friend's dad, got Hubert actually from a salvage yard. Yeah, that's right. He saved Hubert from being crushed. He kind of picked it up for a parts car, but never really got around to pulling any parts off of it. And yeah, we were able to convince him that we wanted to give Hubert a chance at back on the road, driving and having fun with him. So that's what we're doing. Now what we got here is my first attempt at spraying base coat, clear coat. I've never really done any auto body spraying with paint. If you're familiar with my channel, you know I have Simon, my 56 oval window. He is flat black. That was just an implement paint. I think it was called Zero Rust. Something I mixed with thinner, 50-50, and just sprayed them. It wasn't, something I was looking to do a really good job on, because I eventually kind of plan on painting him probably his original color, which I think is an L227, a Stratosphere silver, but it's more of a blue. This, which I'm actually kind of really liking it. Now, let's see. Other than, we got the textured look. This isn't too bad. Yeah, this one here doesn't look too bad. It's really hard to see the flake in this. But this is, I believe, L380, Volkswagen's turquoise, which would have been Hubert's original color. This is a body piece that's off of him I pulled off, and it's pretty close, other than, we got that shiny flake in there. And to show you the difference, this is a glove box door that my buddy painted using using the turquoise flake. I was kind of hoping just to get a little sparkly flake, but I can't believe the difference in the color, because this is painted with the same paint. I got it right out of the same can. I used this flake here, and you can kind of see there's a little bit of a pearl green in it, but it's mainly white. But when you look at the stuff we paint, man, that little green flake, yeah, you can kind of see it there, really sticks out. And I'm hoping Emily really likes this, because I kind of am geared up to actually paint the whole car this color. She's going to want the same theme that I have with Simon. The majority of the car is going to be the turquoise, but like the side and the door, side of the lower part of the door, below the trim, is going to be white. And I'll use the same flake in both of them because I think that'll look really sharp. Leave a comment down below and tell me what you think. Now, I'm not too concerned about the textured, the textured look on the engine tin is quite common. A lot of people will do that. I did it by accident. Doing this, I kind of learned a few things, and that's kind of why I started with the small stuff instead of the whole car first, to learn a few things. Like on the glove box door, don't let your paint gun drip, because then you wind up with that. So I'm probably more than likely going to repaint this and that. I think those are fine. And I got some other engine tin. The pulley tin and the rear apron tin needs to be painted. I think I'll leave the glove box door. The majority of that looks bad on the bottom. But like I said, this was a sample. Let's see if I could actually do this. And I did. This actually got dripped on too, but I kind of sanded it down and had just enough paint just to repaint this one. But yeah, learned something. I think there is a little, my shadow in here, but we'll go on this side here. I think there's a little, there's a drip right there on the top. Hopefully nobody will really notice that. You'll have to really be putting your nose in there to notice that. There's going to be a big carburetor there. Yeah, but I got to clean some of this stuff up before I can move on. And then the other thing I want to do is I got to match port these beautiful empty manifolds. These are their big beefy manifolds. And kind of give you a look at them. And I need a match port. What I mean by match port, you can see those holes are stock, basically stock round. And we got these wonderful CB Performance CNC Super Pro heads. I need to make my ports look like that on the intake manifold here. And this engine will be fuel injection. We got some of these throttle bodies. These are cheaper throttle bodies, but they are in IDA format versus the IDF, which makes it a lot easier to change spark plugs and stuff, and it looks a lot cooler. But for the life of me, I cannot find. I bought from the Dub Shop. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Dub Shop. Mario over there, he, always coming up with new things. And one of the things he came up with is some templates for some of these CNC ported heads. And he actually has them for the Super Pro. I don't think he has them for the square port yet, which would be nice because I run the square port heads. And man, I'm going to have to see if I can find those because they are a trick. Here we are 30 minutes later. I got everything all scattered around. I got a little spot up here on top of my toolbox. And if you guys have one of these US General Series 3 here, you could pretty darn much put a whole disassembled engine up here. All the pieces and parts, of course, case ain't gonna fit. But I had a majority of Huberts Power Plant all up there, keeping it clean and stored. But yeah, this is a template from the Dub Shop. I'll get it opened here. This is pretty slick. I really don't know what it's made out of. It's not magnetic. Feels like it's made out of steel of some sort, but he laser cuts these things. And just to show you how clean they are, we'll pop this guy off and set him someplace safe. Yeah, check this out. It's tight. Bam. It's in there nicely. A little slop, but yeah, that's gonna give me a good start. What I'll do is decide which way I want to put it on here, and then I'll mark it up. And then when I go to, yeah, that's nice. Then when I go to match port it, I'll make sure that side's up, and then I'll trace it onto the manifold and spend hours and hours of grinding away. But yeah, like I said, Mario over at the Dub Shop's always coming up with something new. I mean, they're not that expensive either. I don't know what we get these for. I'm sure these are for something. But yeah, if you get a chance, go check Mario out. Okay, I thought I'd show you some of my progress I got going on here. I got one manifold a little over half done. Got this one up this side over here finished up nicely, and this one I need to go in there and with a sanding drum and finish. But just to show you the progress, here is what the original manifold looked like. In case you were wondering what the difference was. From here to here. Big difference. Let's say these were empty manifolds. I'm actually really liking them. I've gone and match ported some other manifolds. God, they seem like they were out of almost out of steel. These are aluminum, but man, the aluminum was really hard. This cut really nice and cut really clean, and it's actually finishing up really nice. And just to show you some of the tools I use, of course, I've already showed you the template. I put it on here with some with a magic marker and traced it, and then I just go with this high-speed carbon bit and open it up. I've got a couple different sizes of these, but this size right here seems to work pretty good. It's just judging by my fingers, probably 1/2 inch or so. I think I've got one, might be a little bigger than that, one a little smaller than that. And then I do the finishing work here with a Dremel tool, with this snake with the drum bits on it. I normally have 2 sizes. I prefer to have like a grittier grit, and then this was a little bit finer grit, just to kind of go in there and smooth out all the bit tool marks and make it look a little prettier. So I'll finish up on this one today and probably do the other one tomorrow. Air compressors are noisy, and oh yeah, then of course got to have a dirty shop vac. Pick up all these chips that fly all over the place, but and hey, at least in the process I'm cleaning up my workbench after all the sheet metal work I've been doing. Can't do much more until I clean this all up, put some of the stuff away that we are not going to be using so it doesn't get too scratched up, and then kind of store the stuff that we are going to be using here, so because we're going to need it. I'm waiting on an alternator. Emily's supposed to order an alternator so we can put the fan shroud together, and I got to match port these manifolds, and then we should have a long block, and then we'll do a walk around it. So stay tuned. Okay, we are at the end of the road with at least this part of the build. Still got a ways to go with that, but yeah, I'm kind of really happy with the way the engine tint turned out. Like I said, it's got a little bit of a texture in the paint, but I did learn something, and I'm hoping we can get a good spray on Hubert there. But yeah, we're gonna walk around this here, and I'll try to remember what I've done and what I've put into this thing. But man, sorry, I'm getting distracted. These sure do look like IDAs, don't they? Nice throttle body. Yeah, I gotta thank a friend of ours. You probably can't see it right now, but I'll give you a good shot of the header here. This is from a friend, got at the swap meet last year. I believe bought it off Mike Goody. So I got to give you a big thanks. It does need a good polishing, and if you guys got a good way of cleaning these up, yeah, please leave a comment down below. If my memory serves me correct, it's just a matter of maybe some WD-40 and an SOS pad or steel wool or something. But yeah, it is a stainless steel header. But yeah, let's get to walking around this thing. All right, we started right in the center here with the engine case. This is an early case. It's a B case. I believe it had 10mm case savers in it, and we ran 10mm head studs. In the center is basically a Chinese 76mm crank, spinning H-beam rods. I believe they were a 5.5 rod, and I think they were empty. I bought them from another friend, Chuck Fryer. Like I said before, any way to save money can help. You can find good used parts, go for it. Underneath the crank would be a FK8 cam, angle cam, with a whopping, what did we wind up with, 550 lift, 296 degrees duration, advertised I believe. A 26mm pump, which is ported by me. And on top of that pump, we have a lovely, you can see it down in there, pump cover. I think it's got glue on it I got glue on it from the tape. I like to cover the holes when it's in storage so nothing decides to build a home in there. But yeah, that's a CB Performance oil pump cover. Can't really see them underneath the 10 here. But underneath the 10 we have 94mm Myla pistons. They are my old pistons. Again, salvaging used parts. They were still good shape. They have a total seal second ring on them, so they still seal really well. But I did have Emily purchase brand new cylinders from A Automotive. On the end of the cylinders are these beautiful CB Performance heads. They are 044s. They're CNC Super Pros. Nice big old ports. And mounted on top of them, you can see it's a set of EMPI 1:4-to-1 ratio chromoly rockers. The strongest rockers on the market. Pushing those are bug pack, cut to length chromoly push rods, which are encased in these lovely stainless steel windage tubes supplied by EMPI. I do have to give a big thanks to EMPI for coming on and helping this build out. They supplied the rocker arms, the push rod tubes, and these big beefy intake manifolds set up for IDAs. And on top of those, I believe these were, I think it's a Cheryl Berg throttle bodies. Those were an eBay purchase. They are 48mm. And like I mentioned before, muffler / header combo, which is all stainless steel. I believe Mike said that this was also an EMPI product. Usually they put their name on stuff. I don't remember seeing the name on it. Then we have the Chrome Won't Get You Home alternator. Actually, it was an eBay purchase. My daughter bought it. And she was supposed to get just a normal aluminum one. Yeah, but they contacted her and said they accidentally shipped out a chrome one. So, hey, bonus points. Didn't have to pay any extra for it. On the outside of the alternator here is this MST serpentine belt pulley. I've never run one of these. I still have to figure out how I'm going to hook a trigger wheel to it, because this will be fuel injected. But this was another purchase by Bill Alexander. Is it Bill or Ben Anderson? Bill Alexander of, well, we all know Driven Racing Oil, the oil guru. He decided he wanted to go with a different color for his engine, and actually sold this to Emily a year ago. What we are missing is, of course, a linkage here to operate the throttle bodies. Crank, like I said, a crank trigger wheel. Oh yeah, and valve covers. Haven't decided what we're going to do with valve covers yet. Sometimes these CB Performance heads are kind of finicky in what valve covers to put on them. And of course, I just noticed going around here, I haven't put anything in for full flow oil system yet. We'll be running a full oil system on this. But that's it in a nutshell. If you guys have any questions, yeah, please comment down below. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this build. I will have the link down below. I do have a whole playlist of Hubert's build here, and we're not done yet. I'm hoping to put down the paint a little bit smoother when I get to go actually paint the car. I kind of think I know what I did wrong here. If you're interested to see more on the build, please subscribe. I'll be putting some more videos out on that. And then, of course, I have my other car, that's my daughter's car. I have my car, a Simon, my 56 oval window that I drag race. And lately I've been doing the drag and drive thing. And we'll be doing possibly 2 of those this year. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do or be ready for Drop the Hammer, which takes place here in Michigan. It's a 3-day drag and drive, but I am registered for Sick Michigan Miles again to see if I can continue holding my fastest Beetle award for Michigan. Still, the main objective is to complete. If you're not really familiar with what the drag and drive is, or what Sick Michigan Miles is, I'll try to remember to put a link down below for my video on that I did last year. I think that's all for now. So yeah, like I said before, any questions, please drop a note down below if you got any better tips on how to clean the stainless steel header up. Yeah, we would definitely like to know. And if you have a favorite linkage for IDAs, yeah, I'll take your opinion on that too. But yeah, I think that's it for now. Keep cruising, keep shifting those gears, and always enjoy the ride. I'm getting cold, so it's time to get out of here.
Before I was just another guy.